And I want to read you something that I wrote on April 4th, 2025. It reads, "There's a moment, a step right before the line, right before everything changes, right before I no longer feel safe, and right before someone that I love and trust becomes my predator. I am open, I am safe, I am grounded. Then he looks at me like he hates me, like he owns me, like he is entitled to my flesh, to enter, to arrest, to scar or break. You're never the same after those moments. You're never fully safe in your own body after that. Your body is no longer your safe place, your sanctuary, your home. This person that I thought was safe, a friend, a brother, a father, a mentor, a lover, hates me. You don't violate those that you love. To learn that lovers I made room for never saw me as anything more than flesh to consume or conquer, to beat into submission, flesh to devour. To learn that your friends are monsters. I wish I could go back to the before I learned that the monsters I should have been fearing were not under my bed, but in it. My worst nightmares sometimes happen in daylight, in well-lit parking lots, at parties with friends, the haunting glow and low hum of the television. I miss those before moments, before I knew how monstrous good men were, before I knew what evils they were capable of. There was a moment, a fragile moment, where trust is strong and sure. And with the utterance of words, an unwanted touch, a raised hand or closed fist, a forceful push, a denial of a request to let me go, let me leave, it all crumbles. It all falls apart, washes away. You're never the same after that moment. No one mourns your safety. No one sees if you're all right. No one cares to keep hearing you cry and scream, even though his hands haunt your dreams. There is a moment that you know you are loved, you know that you are safe. Then you learn better. You are only safe as long as men have no need of you, good use of you. Then they discard you. And as long as you are wanted and needed by men, you're never safe. When lovers turn into abusers, friends into predators, fathers into monsters, you realize you'll never feel safe again. So that's something that I said fathers into murderers, excuse me. You realize you'll never feel safe again. Hello. I'm starting a project called Who Hurt You? Inspired by the many heartbreaks I've experienced at the hands of men. And I'm scared. I'm scared because we know what happens to women who tell the truth. We know what happens to women who take up space. We know what happens to women. And we know how the world sees women and values women. But I really have a lot to say. And I've kept the secrets of men because I thought that would keep me safe. And shout out to Audre Lorde. She says, your silence will never protect you. Your silence won't protect you. And I guess I thought that by remaining silent, because I faced such backlash, standing up for what happened to me over the many years of my life, I just kept quiet because I didn't want to be a bother. I didn't want to rock the boat. And I realized nobody likes a victim. The world does not like victims. The world does not look well onto victims. I've had friends not be my friends anymore because I was victimized and I couldn't get over it in time. You know what I mean? So I'm scared, but I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm doing something brave. I'm doing something I've wanted to do for a long time. But I didn't want to be bad. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be bad. Black women are often told to be good. Shout out to Got to Be Oshun. She has a video called Sacrificing Yourself on the Altar of Good Girl. And I put the link below so you all can check that video out. But that's what I did. I thought that if I was good, that I would be kept safe. I thought if I was good, people would love me. I thought that if I was good, I'd be good. And I'm not. I'm not. I have issues. I have things. I have scars. I have wounds. I have hurt that I've acquired over the years from trying to be good. And I'm excited to be a little bad. I'm excited to be a little bad because, again, like I said, me being quiet didn't save me from anything. Honestly, me being quiet made me easier prey for men. Because if I'm quiet, they know that I'll keep the secrets. Because they know, and I'm getting ahead of myself, obviously, because they know good girls don't tell the truth about what happens to them because no one cares. They know that good girls are easy ones to use and abuse. And so, yeah, I'm honestly just creating this project because I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm grieved. There's so much online right now. So much validation I've gotten from other women sharing their experiences and their truths. And I'm a brave person. And so I want to share my truth as well. Someone asked me if I was doing this for other people. And maybe, I guess, possibly, but really I'm just doing it for myself. This project is me trying to be unashamed, even as I shake right now. Me trying to be unashamed and unafraid of telling the truth, of unloading that shame off of me that was never mine. So many people did so many vile things to me, and every time that happened, because I was quiet about it, I guess I kind of used that to beat myself up as validation, as proof that I was unlovable, that I wasn't good enough. And that was never the case. So this project is almost like a love story to my younger self. Even if nobody else wants to hear or see, I see you. And I'm saying that to my child self, who didn't feel seen or believed, or supported or important, because whenever I would tell people what happened to me, people would brush it under the rug, or they would say, this is not the right time. It's never the right time, right? It's not the right time. Or people don't want to sacrifice their comfort for your justice. And whether or not I get justice from any of this, that's for the future to tell. But this is for me. This is justice for me. So yeah, there was a moment where I felt safe with a lot of the people who have hurt me, men specifically, who have hurt me, where I felt safe. And we know what that safe feeling is, right? Like that feeling of just openness. Like you're not even aware that you could be harmed, especially as a child. And I'm thinking about, I presented, shout out to the Job Liberation Summit put on by Dr. Kimani and Marissa Price. It was excellent. It was amazing. But one thing that I mentioned in that talk was, in a talk that I did for the summit, was I said, and of course it slipped my mind as soon as I say that. Yes, Black girls are only, and I wrote a poem about this, and I'll share it with you over the course of the project. But I wrote in the poem, like the first couple of lines are, Black girls are only afforded like 10 years of childhood, and less if you have younger siblings, and even less if you have a younger brother, right? And I don't know, I think about my child self, and I think about how open I was and how free I was and how excited I was to be alive and to try everything, and everyone was safe until they weren't. And that feeling, that gross, disgusted, a lot of Black women know what I'm talking about, and Black girls, that feeling of, that neighbor who you thought was friendly, but you realize he's looking at you and sexualizing you, right? Or undressing you with his eyes. That feeling, like that gross, it's a gross feeling, and you realize that you're not protected. That, when you're a kid, you're able to be free. And then when you're still a kid and you develop and you get your period and men start lingering over you with those eyes, and y'all know what I'm talking about. You're walking down the street. I remember being in high school, in my school uniform, because at the time we were wearing uniforms. I remember being in my uniform and I was walking to Target, like an area to get snacks. I played sports. I did after school activities. I needed things. So there was a little gap in between whatever we were supposed to be doing and, my obligations. And, there was a time between getting lit out of school and my obligations. And I was walking to the Target, and this guy in this white vehicle, you don't forget it, was walking down the street, and I had on my book bag, and I was walking down the street, and I go to cross the street, to get to where I'm trying to go. And the same vehicle passes by me again. Now, this is daytime. It's like It's maybe 4, 5 o'clock. It's daytime. And this man is following me, and I'm trying to look like I'm not afraid, because if you look afraid, then they attack. And then you're trying to look like you have enough about you that, like, oh, I'll hurt you if you try to hurt me, right? And so no child should have to feel that way. And then I walk even further, and the same man pulls over again and it's like, hey, hey. And meanwhile, I'm wearing my uniform with the crest of my school on my uniform. Like, it's the classic white shirt and blue khakis. You know what I'm talking about? Like, for all the people who had to wear uniforms back in the day, or even if you wear a uniform recently, I don't know what the babies are doing now. I'm not sure. But we had to wear uniforms. So, like, he's like, hey, trying to get my attention. And you're a child, right? So you feel like this person, it's such a confusing time. Because you're a child, you're supposed to be able to trust the adults. And this is an adult looking to harm you, but you don't even know if they're trying to harm you or not. So you're looking at them, and you remember what your mother is telling you. Don't talk to strangers. Don't let nobody get you in their car or play your face or whatever the heck. And he's trying to get my number. And I had to inform this gentleman. He's not a gentleman. Let me take that back. I had to inform this man. Excuse me. That was me being polite. I'm a child. Hello? I'm a child. And they don't care. He did not care. He didn't care. He wanted to be my special friend that nobody else had to find out about. Every woman that I know has had an experience like that, where they're jolted out of their childhood. I think about how early I was sexualized as a kid. How early I learned that men are harmful, and it's not fair. It's like 7 years old. And I think about how I only really got 7 years of childhood, because that innocence is robbed of you. And I'm, in a way, trying to rediscover that innocence. And a part of that innocence is telling the truth. Children are honest, and we do a good job of quieting their honesty. I feel like I'm going to cry, because we are uncomfortable with the fact that they tell the truth. And I think that this is kind of like a love letter to my younger self, my child self, because I'm allowing her to be messy. I'm allowing her to take up room and to tell the truth without having to filter it for other people, without having to make other people feel comfortable, which is really censoring them, right? As a good girl, you learn to censor other people. You learn to withdraw your feelings. You learn that in a lot of ways, you're an object. You're an appliance. You're something useful for someone else, but you're not really a person. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, like within the Black community, that's a whole other conversation. Are children? Are children people within the Black community? It depends on what family you grew up in. But for some families, right, you're seen and not heard. Because you're a child. But I think that also does us a disservice. And I don't even know if I really grew up like that. I don't know if I grew up that way, or if I just knew, oh, this is like grown folks' business. You know what I'm trying to, like, there was never a conversation, but there were signs. There were signs that this is not your conversation, right? So, there were signs that this is not the right time to talk about this thing. There are signs that people don't want to be bothered by X, Y, and Z, because you see other people in your family tell the truth and how they're treated, and you learn, oh, they don't actually value the truth. They want convenient truth. They want the truth that feels good, and not the truth that actually sets free, and the truth that actually may do some harm, because it hurts to learn the truth, right? And I think I'm all over the place. I love that about me. But I think that I'm really excited about this project because I don't know what's going to happen. I have writings, I have ideas, I have song ideas. It really is just like a museum of my childhood honesty. You know what I mean? That was kind of robbed. That was kind of taken from me. And I think it's also like me taking that pain, all those years, all those secrets, all that pain, all that trauma, and trying to make something beautiful out of it, trying to transmute it. I think as artists, I think we always feel like, how can I alchemize this thing? How can I use this thing? And sometimes you don't know until later. You know what I mean? I have a song that I wrote about my dad. I had a song that I wrote about my dad, and one of the verses in there, I talked about my wedding day and how I had this dream of my dad walking me down the aisle, like a lot of girls do. And then for my wedding day, my dad just didn't show up. And one of the last lines of the song was, "You left me standing. You left me standing You something, whatever. Anyway, it's something in the song is basically, you left me standing at the altar. You, whatever, basically like you left me there. Like, where were you, right? And I didn't put out that song because I didn't want to hurt my dad's feelings. I didn't want to hurt my dad's feelings. I don't know. You know, like, my intention is never to harm people, but I realize that, like, I've done a lot of suppressing and holding back my own narrative, my own story, right? I've, in a lot of ways, I've not made myself the main character of my own story. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm just the sidekick or the supportive role for people. And I'm actually learning that actually centering myself is hard and painful because there's so much stuff to deal with. There's so much stuff to deal with. There's so much to say, so much to do, so much to process. And I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm scared. I'm a lot of things. But I guess I'm honest. I'm happy that I get to be honest. And I'm happy that even if nobody else sees it, nobody else bears witness to it, I bear witness to myself. You know what I mean? I, adult Alicia, bear witness to child Alicia's pain and suffering and her confusion, like just all the things. I feel like I'm just like being able to vomit all this stuff. So I'll be talking about men and how, long story short, TLDR, I'll be talking about men, and I think about bell hooks, and bell hooks has been coming up in a lot of conversations I've been having lately with people, with folk. And I think about how badly it felt like bell hooks wanted to be loved by men. She wanted to believe the fantasy that men are these wonderful, charming people, you know, kind of the fantasy that we're all sold and told, you know, and shout out to Erica De Niro TV. You know, then we have people like Erica De Niro TV who unwinds our eyes for us, right? Like there are people who help us to see clearly what we cannot see, or what we may not have wanted to admit to ourselves, or what may have been too painful to admit about people that we love. You know what I mean? And I think it's just validating to have people like, again, Erica De Niro TV, Stephanie Perry, like Rashida Dow, Adelia, like Abor Sade. Like there are so many people that I follow who are just so honest and brave and are not afraid of men. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that they're not afraid of men harming them or whatever. But they're unapologetic in their presentation. And I love that. And so I'm trying to become more and more of myself every day. And some of that is unlearning this stuff. Shout out to Lamar. She had a whole series on unlearning like patriarchy and misogyny. And her honesty, your honesty, if you're watching this, I don't know if you're watching this, but your honesty was amazing, and it cut through like a knife. And I was just like, that's how honest I really am. That like cut, like speaking and just like saying it, that's how honest I am. But this world makes you like, for lack of better words, pussyfoot around the topic as opposed to just like saying it straight away, right? Like the world values, the West, I'll say, values like passive aggression, and like we don't call it lying, it's fibbing. It's like, no, it's a lie. Like we're looking for like we're always looking for like technicalities to make something lesser than what it really is. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but no, I have stuff to say. I have things to get off my chest. I have things that hurt. I have things, thought I was wearing my necklace. I'm not. I have things that I'm trying to heal from. And a part of healing is expressing. Shout out to Glamazini. Glamzini, who says the opposite of depression is expression. And I feel like a large part of my mental suffering, I don't know if it's depression itself, right? Like, because people are depressed for a million reasons, but a myriad of reasons. But I think a large part of my suffering has been because I have been dealing with these traumatic events by myself and dealing with them and trying to keep them a secret as if I need to be ashamed of them, as if it's my shame to bear. Shout out to my cousin Ariel. We were talking about our fathers and how I was telling her like how I feel shame about it. Like I don't want to hurt his feelings, my dad's feelings, for telling the truth. And she said to me, what set me free, that shame is not yours to carry. And so this is like me unlearning shame This is, this is me centering myself and being the adult that I needed, being the adult that I need. You know what I'm saying? And making beautiful things. I make beautiful things with my emotions. I make songs out of feeling, out of memories. I have a song that reminds me of my grandmother that I haven't released yet. I'm going to release it. I'm going to share it. I've been working on music behind the scenes, by the way. But yeah, like, that's what I do. That's what I need to do, even if no one hears it, right? Like, this is not, oh, I hope 1 million people watch this thing. They might not. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, because that's not the point. The point is, again, for me to bear witness to myself and for me to validate my own experiences, for me to be able to be brave, for me to take a chance at being all of myself and not just part of myself, not just the parts of me that I think people like, because then I'll be kept safe. Because like I said before, being liked or loved didn't protect me from anything. And I think that there's this, I guess when you've been victimized, you try to figure out, like, how could I have better protected myself? Maybe if I was less X, Y, and Z. Maybe if I was more X, Y, and Z. And what I've come to learn is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're kind. It doesn't matter if you're smart. It doesn't matter if you are accomplished. It doesn't matter if you're educated or not. It, like, in higher ed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter because you are a woman and because you are a Black woman specifically, right? It comes with the territory. Keeping yourself safe and keeping yourself from being harmed in every arena comes with the territory because, historically speaking, there hasn't been much recourse for us. There hasn't been much justice for us. We don't know justice that well. You know what I'm trying to say? So, like, we don't think that there's anything there. And I think for me, after a certain point, you realize, oh, nothing happens after you expose yourself like that by telling people what happened to you, by expressing who hurt you, whatever. You realize that nothing comes from it. You know what I mean? Or you're just exposed, or people talk about you, they hurt your feelings, and you realize, like, oh, this is not the way that I need to go. This is not the course of action I need to take. Excuse me, I need some water. And so for a lot of Black women, we go along like this is normal because it's been normalized. You know what I mean? But it's not normal. And our body knows it's not normal. Our minds know it's not normal. Our spirits and our souls know it's not normal. And we experience a lot of suffering because no one is validating us and saying that was wrong. That should not have happened to you. That should not have happened to you. You should not have had to experience that. You should not even have to heal from that. Right? Because if the right things were in place, sorry, I feel like I'm yelling. But if the right things were in place, if justice was real, you know what I'm saying? If justice was real for Black women, none of this stuff would happen in the first place. Right? Excuse me. So you go on to just start, like, I feel like Black women specifically, and I'll speak for myself. I feel like my level of, what do they call it? Like, level of tolerable unhappiness or something like that. And usually they're talking about, like, romantic relationships, right? I'm talking specifically about, like, personally. Like, I feel like we all have, like, a tolerable level of unhappiness. I just feel like mine has been, like, I don't know, has been raised. Yes, my tolerance has been raised. I've become more tolerant of bad stuff. That's a bad thing, what I'm saying. I hope that makes sense. I'm, like, double negative. But no, I've become really good at tolerating bad things, or even, like, not so bad things, right? Like, why isn't my baseline good? Because I think I've learned over the years that Black girls don't get good. Black women don't get good. We get good enough. You know what I mean? We get as much good as somebody else says that we get. And I feel like the tides are turning where Black women are like, nah, I get what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm entitled to what I want. Again, shout out to Gatsby Oshun. Like, walking from I deserve to, like, no, I'm entitled to this. You know what I mean? Like, having that that air, right? That people call arrogance or haughtiness. Like, oh my gosh, black women, if they dare say they look pretty today, why are you feeling yourself too much? There's always somebody ready to smack down our confidence in ourselves, right? Like there's always someone in the wings. Got to find a black woman who feels good about herself today so I can remind her that she's nothing. Got to make a whole career, got to make millions and millions of dollars on dragging black women. Like, what an insult, right? Insult in the wound. But anyway, no, I deserved justice. And in this way, I am taking justice for myself. In one of these situations, I had a friend at the time who said to me that I should no longer talk about it, what happened to me, this instance about what happened to me. It was SA, because I didn't press charges. And so I missed my window of opportunity to talk about the pain that I've gone through, right? And it shouldn't matter anymore, because if I was really serious, this is sarcasm, by the way. If I was really serious, then I would have pressed charges. If I was really serious, if it really happened, if it really hurt my feelings. Like this is her logic. And these are whatever. These are people in the church. But and so after that instant, I think something in me broke. Yeah, something in me broke, where I said to myself, and this is trigger warning, not wanting to be here anymore, as in like Lualai, rhymes with that. But yeah, I said to myself, if this is all there is, if all there is suffering and I got to keep swallowing suffering, I don't want to be here anymore. And it's amazing, like how someone, I don't know, it's amazing how like someone's words can really like make you feel like this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. It doesn't matter. And something must be wrong with me because I'm still in pain about what happened to me. I think at that time, like, what, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, being SA'd by this person who was my friend, by the way. This person was my friend. I trusted this person. So anywho, yeah, so I think something in me broke and I stopped feeling confident enough to tell the truth. And one thing I learned is that people don't like the truth. People don't actually like the truth. And I get it, because the truth often is inconvenient, right? It's often inconvenient. It's often always at the wrong time. But like, why? Do you know how inconvenient SA is? Do you know how much that bothers me, that happened to me? Do you know how uncomfortable that is? Right? Like, what? To have to experience that in the first place. Like, imagine what it was for the person. Like, you're being annoyed that you're more annoyed that I'm talking about it than that it actually happened in the first place. And that bothers me. So I'm stepping out of that shame that I think was thrown on me, like, over the years, but especially that moment. I think I'm throwing off that shame and like, you know what? Y'all can close y'all ears if y'all don't like it. It's not my fault that this stuff happened to me. Like, there are so many times I said to myself, I wish I could just get on with my life. I wish I could just get on with my life, because I never asked for any of this stuff to happen to me. And it's not fair that I have to heal from this stuff while these people get to go on living happy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, happy. Living their best lives. And as a Christian, you're taught, oh, pray for your enemies. So you're having to go to God and wish well for people who literally have wished the worst for you, have done the worst to you. It does something to you. It does something to you. It's dehumanizing. Like, I'm really trying to think of the word, but it feels, yeah, it just feels inhumane to have to do that, to have to, whatever. So maybe I am incorrect. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I am politically incorrect. I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is when somebody harms you like that. I don't know. Like, what are the steps to go through, right? To get justice when there is no justice. Like, no, I am giving myself permission to talk. I'm giving you permission to listen if you want to hear, to witness. I will say this though, I am protecting myself. So if there are any, and I'm learning that I'm allowed to protect myself. Shout out to Vitamin, shout out Level Up Single Mom, excuse me. Vitamin Key or Kiana Footman of Level Up Single Mom put on a summit, the U Summit, and one of the sessions was about safety. And so one of the presenters, Confidence with Love, one of the things that she said, and I'm using it as a mantra now, is I am worthy and deserving of protection. Because I think my whole life I never felt that. I never believed that. I never believed that I was worthy of protection. Even like you have men online right now talking about what is it? Every woman doesn't deserve protection. Like I never knew that I was entitled to protection. You know what I'm trying to say? I never knew that I didn't have to entertain every conversation or attend every fight that you're invited to, right? Like I didn't know that I didn't have to do that. So to protect my own sanity, if I do see mean things from people, it will get deleted. Like I have things in place. I've been working on these writings for like decades, maybe decades a little strong, but these are like decades worth of experience. And I think I've just been chewing on it for all these years, and I'm finally ready to regurgitate it, process it, alchemize it. That sounds prettier than regurgitate, but I'm ready to alchemize it. I'm realizing like this is a step that I needed to take for my own boldness. Like for me to get on with my life, there was no getting on with my life, right? Like it was be brave or we can't go. And life has really like required my bravery in a lot of instances. Like life has required my bravery, and I am a very brave person, and I'm proud of all the things that I've done that have been brave, you know, whether it be survival or like living in an RV and traveling, you know what I mean? Living in a car and going to California, starting my music career and seeing where that has taken me. I have things I need to share with you all because I've been so afraid the other shoe was going to drop. You know what I mean? Like afraid to share wins because I was afraid because good things don't happen to people like me. And that's something that I'm unlearning, right? Like, but historically speaking, that's how it felt. That's how I process all those experiences. Like you try for the thing, it doesn't work, like it doesn't work. But I'm realizing like all these pieces are interconnected. They're all, you know, woven together. And this is also not to say that stuff should have happened. Like, you know, people, I needed to go through this because X, Y, and Z. No. I didn't need to go through that. But it happened. And now I have to deal with it. Like, and I think about Black women holding secrets and how sick that makes us. I think about Black women holding secrets and how angry that makes us and how it arrests us. You know, when someone hurts us, we don't say anything because we know, historically speaking, there is no justice. And so we hide what happened to us because it's shameful. It's like we carry shame for someone else hurting us. But I'm here to remind you, in the words of my cousin Ariel, that shame is not yours to carry. And this is me unloading my shame and inviting you. If you're ready, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, take your time. It took me years. It took me a lot of years to be this brave. And at every step, there was somebody saying, you don't get to, you shouldn't, it's not the right thing to do. It's not the godly thing to do. It's not the good thing to do. But like, how is suffering in silence good for you? You know what I mean? How is that good? How is you suffering in silence so everybody else gets to be happy and free and gleeful and ignorant? If that's goodness, then do I want that? Because what's at the end of that for me? You know, these are just thoughts, but I'm happy that I got to share my poem with you all, or my prose. But yes. What was even the beginning? It says, there's a moment, a step right before the line, right before everything changes. I feel like I was on a tangent, but if you're a Black woman, I'm sure you've had that moment where as a little girl, you're like, I'm not safe anymore. What do I do? I'm not safe anymore, mommy. I'm not safe anymore. They're looking at me. How do you stop a man from harming you in his mind? Like there's literally like, you literally don't feel safe. And you don't feel safe in your body. And your body, and I wrote about this as well, it's almost like your body becomes your enemy because your body gets you in trouble. Your body entices people to come over who you're not inviting. Your body is a permission slip for men to stalk you on your way to Target. Like, there's a fear, walking around every day. Anyway, let me not get ahead of myself, because I've gone deep. I've gone deep in these things, and I want to share them with you as I journey and as I heal. So, welcome to, what is the word? Entry 1 of this project. Don't know how long this project is going to be. It's in no kind of order. It's just kind of all over the place. It's giving chaos. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a mess. It's not gonna be very organized. It's not gonna be, please don't expect, every Wednesday. I don't know. Okay. I have no idea. Just whenever I feel inspired, when I need to, when I feel that, like, for every artist, y'all know what that feels like, like it's time. I got to do the thing. Yeah. And thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for bearing witness. That means a lot to me. Yes. And for those that need to hear it, that maybe you never got this, it was not your fault. It's not your shame to carry. And you deserve justice. You deserved justice, and you deserve justice. And you deserve protection. You are entitled to protection. I don't care what anybody says. You are entitled to protection. It's really weird that we say anything otherwise, and I'm about to go on a tangent, so let me get out of here. But it's weird that we say anything otherwise. Why are you fighting to believe that people are not worthy of being protected? That's a weird place to start. Like, the intention I don't know, using your energy, like your breath, to exhaust yourself explaining why people don't deserve good things. I don't know. That's very strange. Why are we listening to that? That's cruel. It's cruel. So anyway, yay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Goodbyes are always awkward for me, but this is not goodbye. This is see you later. And until next one, talk to you later. Bye.